Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Ōkami. Last time we rescued Ume, Kokari's dog, and this somehow taught Kokari the value of adventuring and not shirking your responsibilities. And we have a sort of wonky gameplay section coming up that I don't really care for, but Kokari is going to build us a bridge so we can get over it. I lassoed the rope to the other side. Look! Remember Waka's prediction about the log? Oh, god damn it, Susanoo. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to let the rope decapitate him. Imploding barrel, flying monkeys was gonna be his new technique, and it did not go well. Also, for a rapid, this is kind of a protracted conversation. And now we're all along for the ride. So you notice the obvious hooks on the log, and we just got a technique from the last dungeon that deals with this, so we are going to use that Konohana vine technique. And this is why I don't really like this bit. It's on a timer, which is fine, but you can't move the camera, and sometimes that happens. So you want to just kind of feather the paint button, the celestial brush button, because that will freeze time and give you a chance to actually react to whether or not there is a blossom zipping by on your left or right. And you have to get all 6 hooks tied down and anchored. Because we're kind of gonna Spider-Man 2 this with the train. You know. You know! I hate when it does that. Where it should work, but it just doesn't, and I don't know why. This should be good. Good. I mean, it's not that demanding. It's just a bit annoying. Wow, for the second time in a day, Kokari almost died. But it all worked out. Just look at that new bridge. It doesn't matter if you're reckless and almost die, as long as you do what you were supposed to do. It was all you, kid. I don't know what was eating you, but you'll never get anywhere in life running from adventure. You should thank your doggy for teaching you that. I give this kid 3 days. And that's being optimistic. And yeah, as for Susanoo, it would take more than that to kill him. He's probably fine. It's very nonchalant about his existential peril. Well, let's feed Ume for being such a kind guardian to this dumb child. He is not long for this world. But anyway, we have a bridge to Taka Pass now. Oh, ink bullets. We'll get around to messing with those. We just picked that technique up last time after the boss. We'll actually be showing a few things. Also the new divine instrument that we got, the new reflector. But that'll come in a little bit. First, we're going to get the overview of Taka Pass and what's going on here. And unsurprisingly, it's also been cursed, so we're going to have to search out the Guardian Sapling. This is a lot like Shinshu Field in just size and scope. It's not just another village or town or area that we're passing through like Agata or Hana Valley. As for the Tea Master, some mischievous moles stole something from him, and the awful cursed zone is preventing him from conducting business. And then there's something about terrifying growls, an old windmill, and Kusa Village, which we'll be on our way to pretty soon. We're gonna mess around with a few things, do a few side quests here in Taka Pass, obviously clear up the curse zone, and then we'll move on to see what's going on in the village. And one of the first things that we do after we cure the sapling, the Cherry Breeze tree, is we're going to do that side quest for the Tea Master. Because we actually get something very useful at the end of it. It's just, it happens to have a very long arc to it before you get a payoff. Also, one of my favorite things from last Halloween was the very chill tea discourse each night. And for the record, Lemon Zinger and Bigelow's Orange and Spice are so delicious. I also got this one really nice white tea for Christmas with almond and vanilla that comes in these fancy little silk bags. Oh, they're so nice. It's tasty as hell, too. And once again, we run into Waka, the god's gift to man. Bonjour! Long time no see. Did you enjoy the little log adventure I prophesized? Yeah, Amy knows what's up. Immediately into fight or flight mode. And we never flee. I have the power to see that which is yet to come. But to only articulate it in a very vague fashion. The half-baked prophet's at it again. If you're so great, then how come you didn't predict Orochi's return? Checkmate, Waka! What's wrong, cat got your tongue? And of course, when you have no comeback, you just pretend you didn't hear the other person. Excusez-moi? I appreciate that Isun is, perpetually ready to throw hands with anybody. How could a washed-up old wolf like you possibly expect to save the world? Ridiculous! Yeah, why didn't you help out? Enough talk. Again, just dodging the question. There's only one way to settle this. With another mini-boss fight. The only appreciable difference here is the amount of health that Waka has for this fight. And the arena, I guess. Still does almost all the same attacks. I believe he has one new variation of his stinger attack, but for the most part, it's just making sure that you have this down mechanically enough that you can beat him without just burning through his health bar in like 2 attacks. Let's let that actually spawn. Let's let the animation finish. You can see Power Slash still does some work. Ooh, we actually did take the tail end of that stinger. However, we have Godhood, which is something I forgot existed. Godhood is a means by which you can tank hits without taking damage. I was confused in previous episodes, again, because I forgot that this existed. And I was wondering why I was able to get perfect rankings and damage despite getting hit, and a lot of people picked up on that in the comments and reminded me. There are vanishingly few attacks in the game that can pierce it as well. The phase transition from the Spider Queen boss, where she closes her petals again after being vulnerable for a bit, that can pierce it, and like 3 others or so. There's a barrier. Yeah, we know about the Moon Cave barrier. Must mean Orochi is still in there. That's an interesting inference that he makes. I want to get through the barrier and enter the cave. But I'll need the Serpent Crystal in order to do that. You wouldn't happen to know where I could find it, would you? Why'd you have to pull out your sword just to ask that? You know he's not going to answer your question. See? See? So that big windmill's... Any rate, I shall just have to find it myself. So yeah, more about godhood. Oh yeah, no, wait. We can wait for a second. We have another prophecy. I foresee a doggone difficult quest. Au revoir, baby. So godhood builds up to 5 levels. Or rather, there are 5 levels to it, and each time you get hit, you lose 1. Level -1 is the only exception to that. At -1 makes you extra vulnerable, and it's usually only inflicted on you after you do something like run away from a fight, which we are never going to do. And then 0 is the default state. It offers no protection, you take normal damage. And then levels 1, 2, and 3 offer that many hits worth of protection before you drop back to 0. And you can tell what level of godhood protection you have by the icon in the lower left during combat. If there's no icon, it means you're at level 0. If it's a skull and crossbones, you're at -1. And then red, yellow, and 3 represent levels 1, 2, and 3, respectively. And then to build godhood up, you can just use Traveler's Charms if you want, or you just chain attacks together without being hit. Which means the Rosary is really good for that, because you land a lot of hits consecutively with it, and you can attack with it from a safer range. However, we're switching to the new Reflector-type Divine Instrument that we got at the end of the last episode from the boss. So we're going back to using that as our main weapon for a little bit. And then for our sub-weapon, we subbed in the Rosary. So we're going to see what that looks like in a moment, and what the ink bullet technique is like. I just don't find it to be that useful against the Waka refight. Now, before we do anything, I first want to come down here and heal the Guardian Sapling, but the bridge is out. Luckily, we've dealt with this many times before. Oh, I never get tired of these, especially in the larger hubs like Shinshu and Taka Pass here. Alright, so we have opened up the rest of the zone. Taka Pass is back to normal. And the big windmill overlooking Kusa Village has piqued Isun's interest. And since that is what Waka was talking about, that's going to be our next objective, is to head towards that. we're going to make a few stops here in Taka Pass first. And let's actually fight this demon scroll, just so I can show these new techniques off. First of all, right, I don't have my range anymore. First, there are the ink bullets. You just draw dots on enemies, and it will let loose with a barrage of attacks that drain your ink. And then this projectile attack is your new sub-weapon from having the rosary equipped there. That one almost touched the ground and exploded before I could reflect it. Let's get you bloomed and then finish you off. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do 4 more and then power slash. I think that was overkill. I think the 8th attack actually put it in the floral finish state, which I could have taken advantage of for a fang, but that's okay. I think the ink bullet has its uses, as does the projectile from the rosary sub-weapon, but still not my preferred setup. I'll play with it a little bit more. And if you continue to follow this pathway of Konohana Blossoms, you'll eventually get to the peak of the mountain where you'll find another Zodiac statue. But since those are just treasures you sell for yen, I don't care too much. This is Molly. How dare we... Oh no, the Molsters. 1 letter from Disaster. How dare we enter his territory? Yeah, they're, mole people, brigands. And they want the gold-colored stuff that you use at shops. But they don't have the lobes for this business. Special dust cloud formation. This is Whack-A-Mole. And he's gonna go here. You can usually follow the trail. Sometimes they'll double back and the paths will intersect, so it can be tricky to follow, but it's just kind of a shell game in that way. Oh wait, he's doubling back, yeah. And you do this 3 times, and then he is defeated. Where's he going?
I don't understand it. How do you manage to stand up our special dust cloud truck?
Our hard head comes in handy once again. I disagree, Ethan. Be gay, do crimes. But really, Molly was just doing the crimes because he was lonely. He'll behave from now on. He just wants an emotional support god. And no, I shouldn't show my feelings like this. I'll go back underground and shed my tears in private. Poor Molly. Molly, it's valid to cry. Molly. Come here, Molly. We can't dig him up, and that is sad. But we got back what he stole from the tea salesman, so we can go visit him. First! Oh, the lighting has gotten very sinister all of a sudden. As soon as we jump down towards this hut. Mrs. Cutter was just looking for something tasty to put in my pot. You'll do nicely. The horrible Mrs. Cutter. So the Cutters are recurring characters. And we cannot do anything to her at the moment. We can merely be chased and nearly stabbed. So it's probably best that we get on out of here. We'll be seeing more of the Cutters. But now, I think we can move along to Kusa Village after we've given the cup back to the tea salesman, who is thankfully like just on the other side of the path. He took a nice big circuitous route to get to the sapling and then jumped into a deeper part of the valley. Yeah, we cleared up the curse zone, and we took care of his mole theft problem. So we give him the teacup, and in return, we get a golden mushroom, which is another item that we'll have to turn into somebody for the real reward from this quest, which is useful, but we won't get it for a very long time. So just kind of keep that in mind for much later. And now it's on to the village, which is going to be, right off the bat, something quite different from anything else we've seen or done so far. Not that way. Just through the arch and up the mountain. And we have another one of these. It's not responding to headbutting, and that's how I solve like 90% of my problems, so I'm all out of solutions here. We're gonna leave it in peace. For now. And work our way into Kusa Village. And Shine Spark? I think we're already Shine Sparking. So there's no curse zone, but the atmosphere is still quite polluted looking. It's very sickly. We can't use our celestial brush. No go. There's some strong evil power suffusing the air. There's no cursed zone here, but I definitely sense evil. So before we close out today, let's talk to some of the villagers and see if they know what's going on. He wanted to do some trading at the Gale Shrine, but oh, the monsters and the evil. You offering anything useful? The one in Taka Pass did not, but yeah, the pinwheel will come in handy, and we can get another gold dust. We can actually get a few if I so desire, but I'm going to save up for something else. And we have a few treasures that we can sell that we got in the Suda Ruins. And also, notice in the upper left, our ink UI. Our ink is constantly draining over time while we are in the village. The wind stopped and the flowers died. She's watering them every day, but it's not working. Aw. The priest of the shrine was gobbled up by a monster. It stopped the divine wind from blowing from the Gale Shrine. The monsters are attacking the Gale Shrine, and the divine wind is no longer powering the windmill. And we learn of a woman named Princess Fuse. This village is famous for its divine wind. The air is foul without it. Oh yeah, Susanoo was supposed to be here. He did survive. Of course he did. Yeah, their lives quite literally depend on the divine wind blowing and powering the windmill. And inside, I think we just find a bunch of food in here? Yeah. Someone's gonna have a really bad time when they come home and find that all their food's gone. And we have now lost all of our ink, reverting us to just a normal white wolf. However, when we go and stand on the save point, it's going to replenish all of our ink and all of our health. So that's going to do it for now. Thank you all for watching. We're going to clear this up next time. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.